Right now at 10, La Crosse PD shares safe ride options for Oktoberfest. And a petition could change the future of the town of Campbell. Plus, the Torchlight Parade lights up the night.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is on assignment. A 4-year-old girl is in the hospital after being shot by a juvenile family member. According to the Neillsville Police Department, it happened Wednesday morning on the 500 block of West 7th Street. They say the child's injuries are not life-threatening and a handgun was involved. The case is still under investigation, and if you have any information, contact investigator Hunter M. at the number on your screen.
Well, we had a typical fall kind of start to the day with a lot of fog, dense fog near rivers and valley areas, and we're going to probably see that once again tomorrow morning and potentially Saturday morning. You see time caps right here, right at the tail end of that low cloud stratus in the background there. We did see it and kind of just went away from about 11 p.m. and otherwise really generally great conditions, clear skies, overall warm temperatures throughout the day, but we are going to see probably more of that coming later tonight. But there's your high temperatures. A lot of places reached the 80s, even 84 in Minneapolis, and that's just a sign of things comes. Right now we have lowered back into the 50s mainly, with a few 60s out there too. So all in all, a little warmer than we've had the past several mornings. All the cloud cover as well to the east. We have high pressure overhead and really nothing downstream all the way to the mountain west too. Now I've mentioned the hurricane that is just becoming onshore at the Big Bend right there. You can see it coming to shore. The good news, all that's going to stay well to our south, even most of the cloud cover too as it pushes northeast. There's your temperatures, mid 70s after some fog. Same story for about Eau Claire too. Morning fog could be dense at times between about 6:30 and 8, climbing to the mid 70s with plenty of sunshine by noon. So overall, that's our average temperatures. We haven't seen that for a few days. Probably Monday was the last day. We're not going to see it for a while. I'll break down when we actually might see more seasonal temperatures a bit later in the broadcast.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Well, Oktoberfest lit up the night tonight with the Torchlight Parade. Dazzling floats, marching bands, and specialty units transformed the neighborhood into a spectacle of light and sound. Now, due to growing concerns over safety at the parade, this year candy was recommended to not be thrown, but there was still plenty of fun to be had.
Pretty sad that there's no candy. However, we're excited about the lights at night. That's why we come to this parade, and that's why we love it so much.
Now the night is continuing with the Torchlight Bash at Copeland Park until 11 p.m. Another parade this morning offered some little ones their time to shine at UWL. The university's Child Center hosted its 39th annual Children's Oktoberfest Parade, where children of students and staff marched from the Child Center down to the Union Lawn. The fun-sized showcase featured visits from members of the Oktoberfest royal family and a performance from UWL's Screaming Eagles Marching Band. And the Oktoberfest grounds are officially open to the public. The grounds will have festivities and live music until 11:30 tonight, and it opens back up tomorrow morning at 9:30, with the Steinholding finals taking place at 10. Make sure you get your rest for that. For a full list of hours and events, head over to oktoberfestusa.com. Festival goers, La Crosse Police want to make sure you remember to plan for a safe ride to and from the fest grounds this weekend. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall is having a look at some of the transportation options you can consider. Jeremy.
Well, Emily, Captain Avery Schott with the La Crosse Police Department says last year there were 13 OWIs during Oktoberfest. This year, they're hoping to have none.
That's it. John Hall is visiting La Crosse from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He knows how he's getting to and from the Oktoberfest grounds.
Shuttles and bicycles. Just normal stuff for us.
The La Crosse Police Department is encouraging anyone who's attending the festival to have a responsible driver. Captain Avery Schott says there's no excuse for an OWI. There will be several ways to get to and from the fest grounds, including complimentary shuttle service and rideshare. La Crosse Police will be handing out business cards with a QR code that will give festival goers information on all public transit.
We want to make that option for people very, very reasonable and easy to access so that people make the right choice. We don't want people to go out, have a great time, be festive and drink, and then drive.
The police department will also have officers on hand at the fest grounds throughout the weekend. If you need help finding a ride, don't be afraid to ask an officer to help connect you to the services available.
If there's an officer out there and you do need assistance, you have a question, we can help direct you or help you where to find that bus for that safe ride or to locate where our Ubers or our taxis might be. Please reach out to any of those officers on the street.
There's also a booth at the festival called Maury's Designated Driver Booth. Sponsored by Maury Auto Group and Gillette Pepsi Company, designated drivers can fill out a form and receive a wristband. The wristband doesn't allow vendors to serve them alcohol, but they'll have other options.
If you're that friend that's being that designated driver for the night, you would get free soda and water from this booth.
And festival goers can also use taxi services. Bullock Cab says they will have more drivers than normal on the roads this weekend. Emily.
Lots of good options we have there. Thank you, Jeremy. A new addition to the Fest grounds was unveiled this morning, a larger-than-life bronze statue of Gambrinus, a legendary European culture hero celebrated as an icon of beer and brewing. The statue, which sits at the entrance of the Fest grounds, was donated by the Cleary Cum Foundation. Christine and Sandra Cleary donated the statue in honor of their family's long tradition of festing and brewing.
We are just thrilled how well Oktoberfest has presented it here, and we're really looking forward to sharing it with everyone.
And if Gambrinus looks familiar, that's because the city already has 2 representations of him on display. One on 3rd Street outside of City Brewery and another near Riverside Park on the corner of State and French Streets. From one Oktoberfest royalty to another, the special Fester Carnival was in full swing this afternoon at Copeland Park. Families can enjoy carnival rides and festive treats, all in honor of this year's special Fester, 12-year-old Quincy Sykes. The special Fester Carnival offers a safe space with less stimulation for community members with special needs.
It's a safer environment and less loud, so it's easier for them to enjoy themselves and just have their own space.
Oktoberfest officials say Quincy represents the festival's bright, inclusive future. The town of Campbell will soon be petitioning to become an incorporated municipality. Incorporation would grant the town of Campbell the same governing power as a village or city within its land and borders. The petition can be signed by landowners and qualified electors. The goal is to gather 2,000 signatures within 30 days. Now, once completed, the Department of Administration will make the decision. The petition can be signed starting October 2nd and can be found on the Town of Campbell's website. A public information meeting will be held on the same day for residents. And it's a game generations grew up playing. Now a local educator is turning old pinball machines into a source of resilience. The Winona Area Learning Center bills itself as a second chance at learning for students unable to graduate from the traditional K-12 setting. They've made a name for themselves thinking outside of the box. The Pinhawk Club is building on that tradition, refurbishing pieces of the past to help build a future for its students.
It's educational in a different sense, right? I don't usually get this kind of education in the main school, and I really like how it's an alternative way of teaching.
Now, this is the club's second year in existence. Once they restore this year's machine, they plan to sell it to raise funds for field trips and buy parts for next year's machine. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is in Washington asking for support in the war against Russia. More after this.
I have had the privilege of working with an exceptional team to install over 12,000 home improvements for local homeowners in the last 35 years. Now it's time for me to spend a little more time with my bride of over 50 years. Fortunately, I found an experienced remodeling contractor and corporate project manager to lead the board store into the future.
And with an outstanding team by my side, I am proud to lead this amazing company my dad has built. And we look forward to continuing to serve you with the great value that is the Board Store trademark.
It's Ford SUV season in the Northland. Time for great offers across the entire lineup, including Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. Get ready for the coming season with weather-ready features that make life easier, like heated seating, a heated steering wheel, and remote start. Amazing offers on your favorite Ford SUVs. This is Ford SUV season. Now, lease a new 2024 Ford Bronco Sport for just $319 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
There's never been a better time to enjoy quality FlexSteel furniture than right now during the FlexSteel Factory Authorized Sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. You'll save on sofas made in the latest styles, chairs in your choice of fabrics, sectionals designed to fit your space, even luxurious leather sofas and recliners. Every FlexSteel style is included a huge savings of up to 40% off. Unlimited choices, big sale prices, and special financing happening now during the FlexSteel Factory Authorized Sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
The liberal elite in Washington are running one of their own here in Wisconsin. A political insider who worked to elect liberals in California even supported a dark money group focused on defunding the police. Her name, Rebecca Cook, political operative bankrolled by the liberal elite. They handpicked her to help win back the House, trusted to elect liberal heroes like Mandela Barnes. They trust her because Rebecca Cook is one of them.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is in Washington asking for help from the Biden administration and Congress. But some are accusing Zelensky of meddling in the upcoming presidential election. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Vice President Kamala Harris and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky stood side by side as he tries to sell his plan to win the war against Russia to the White House.
We believe this war can be won and just peace can be closer only with the United States.
The United States supports Ukraine not out of charity, but because it is in our strategic interest.
President Biden, in his final months in office, is promising to surge security assistance to Ukraine.
Today, I'm proud to announce a new $2.4 billion package of security assistance.
On Capitol Hill, senators who met with Zelensky indicated one of his top requests was to be able to strike targets inside Russia.
President Zelensky says he wants to end this war through negotiations. The only way you're going to get Russia to the table is hit them harder than we're hitting them today.
Former President Donald Trump says he will meet with President Zelensky Friday morning.
One of the things that are very bothersome to me is the fact that Europe is paying only a small fraction of the money that the United States of America is paying. And we have an ocean between Russia and ourselves. They don't.
Trump allies in the U.S. House say they will launch an investigation into Zelensky's visit to an ammunition facility in Scranton, Pennsylvania, with 3 of the state's Democrats, accusing Zelensky of campaigning in a key battleground state.
I think it was wildly inappropriate what happened, and we cannot have foreign nations interfering in our elections, and I think that's what it amounted to.
Following the visit, the House Speaker called on Zelensky to fire Ukraine's ambassador to the U.S. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now, Johnson was the only congressional leader who did not meet with Zelensky Thursday. Republican Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who has been a staunch supporter of aid to Ukraine, was on hand for Zelensky's Capitol Hill visit. Hurricane Helene is barreling toward the Gulf Coast. The impacts it's having across the southeast.
And although it's fall, we're still seeing those summer-like conditions, but we do have the morning fog to contend with for your morning commute. And again, maybe for Saturday, we'll kind of break down when we expect the warm temperatures to kind of cool down. Coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
The National Home Furnishing Sale has come to Home Furniture with Recession Buster deals store-wide. Get up to an extra 15% savings from all of our best furniture factories. Hurry in. Factory direct savings won't last long. The National Home Furnishing Sale right now at Home Furniture.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. These places employ us, sponsor the Little League team, and feed and clothe us. That's why I'm proud of the work I've done to support our business community. I know that the side of the aisle you're on matters less than being on the side of our main streets. No party has a monopoly on good ideas. I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm working for our businesses, working for our communities, and I'm working for you.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health, remarkable.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
It's the National Mattress Sale at Home Sleep Express. Get an extra 15% off sale prices on all Luxuria and Thomas Cole mattresses. This Jewel Plush Queen is $679, and this Aurora Queen Hybrid is $849. Only at Home Sleep Express.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Hurricane Helene is making landfall on the Florida Gulf Coast. The storm expected to batter the shore with damaging winds and catastrophic storm surges. The National Weather Service warned residents in the storm's path in an ex-post tonight, saying, quote, treat these imminent extreme winds as if a tornado was approaching and move immediately to the safe room in your shelter.
Be a significant storm, and even as it moves inland throughout northern Florida, you are going to see trees that are going to be falling down.
Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia have joined Florida in declaring states of emergency. And our thoughts are with all of those affected by Hurricane Helene. Meanwhile, back in our region, the exact opposite conditions. Let's send it over to Greg for the latest.
Yeah, pretty much earlier this week or even last week, and there was a possibility that we might actually see some moisture work its way up from what's left of the hurricane as it approaches Indiana, southern Illinois. That has since backed off and pushed further east. So meanwhile, we've had clearing skies, no issues, but we are dealing with the morning fog, given our temperatures do fall quite lower compared to those warmer water temperatures. We're going to see that probably another round tomorrow, potentially Saturday morning, maybe even Sunday. We'll have to keep an eye on that too. Otherwise, summer-like temperatures 80s through Monday. We do have a cool down coming Tuesday with a cold front coming through, but it'll just bring our temperatures back to where they should be, which is about the mid to upper 60s to near 70s. So a cool down, but really not that unusual for the end of September. Overall, big picture is jet goes way up to the north right now into Canada. That has the high pressure. That's a ridge out to the west. They are warm to hot out there. We're seeing overhead, but we'll have to keep an eye. About 6:30 to about 8 a.m., maybe 9 a.m. is when a lot of these visibilities begin to drop off. Fog forms along the Mississippi, especially the Wisconsin, up to the north near Black River Falls and just west of Eau Claire too. Gets that area that it gets potentially dense down to less than a quarter at times. By the time we get to 9, it's going to be more spotty. There still could be some areas between 9 and 10 that are lowered visibility down to 1, but then by 10, 11, everything should then clear out. So we're going to deal with that probably for a couple mornings. Temperatures tomorrow, highs, we're looking at more 80s, upper 70s, if not low 80s. Maybe a few spots mid 80s too, given that the temperatures. And overall, the parade going into Saturday, minus some of the morning fog we might have before 9 a.m. We'll keep an eye on that. The rest of the forecast should be absolutely fantastic, with temperatures warming quickly up into the mid 70s. With that north wind that'll begin to pick up as that tropical storm begins to lift northeast, it's going to turn our winds a little bit more to the northeast. So you'll feel that probably Saturday. Won't affect the temperatures much. We're looking at 82, 83. Potentially even a little bit warmer there too, with plenty of sun in the afternoon, minus that fog in the morning. So warm temperatures continue, and then the jet stream is going to take a dip, but it won't be really until Tuesday, as I mentioned, with that cold front coming through. The good news with this cold front, actually, it's going to come through, but limited moisture, so precipitation chances are pretty much minimal or none. Everything's going to push to the south, and it won't last that long. Once we get past Tuesday, Wednesday, we see mild air and warm air begin to push back as the jet goes up north. So we'll return those temperatures in the 8-day back to the 70s for the second half of next week. That's the good story. Unfortunately, we have another front coming through Thursday as you see a dip down into Friday. But so far, it is a dry forecast, even with these fronts coming through. And that 67 on Tuesday, even that 69 on Friday, are not that far off to where we should be. So although we're going to drop and it's going to feel kind of chilly from what the 80s are, it's pretty typical for the end of September going into October to see those temperatures. So
quite a drop.
It's a drop.
But it's going to be dry, sunny,
yes.
so that's a plus for
Yes.
sure. Good stuff. Thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, lots of action on the volleyball court and soccer field today. Highlights from a Cooley Conference rivalry match and much more next with Jacob.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished? There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More sofas, more recliners, more mattresses, more of everything. You're going to find whatever you want, and you're going to find plenty of it. And it's all priced to go with 0% easy payment plans available. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else. Come visit us today.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative.
While families struggle to pay bills, Harris and the Democrats are wasting our tax dollars on their extreme liberal agenda, giving government checks to illegal immigrants, funding a Madison clinic where minors get transgender therapy without parents' consent, pushing high schools to allow boys to compete in girls' sports. Senator Baldwin fights for this madness. Tammy Baldwin, radical, extreme, and wrong.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, we are inching closer and closer to the end of these fall sports seasons. Playoffs will be here before you know it, and teams are in action trying to end their season strong. Let's get started with Westby traveling to rival Viroqua. And just like a rivalry should be, the game was tied early as Westby's Ava Berg would rise up and stripe the ball of the hardwood. She would have a team-high 12 kills on the night, but don't count out Viroqua yet. They would keep it close thanks to Bryn Swenson's 15 kills as she put some speed on this one to get it past the defense. But don't forget the name Allie Fortin coming up big on both sides of the ball for the Norse. Here she would find the opening in the defense and punch it to the ground. Westby goes on to take this one 3-1. Elsewhere in volleyball action, Whitehall falls at home to Alma Pepin 3-1. And in Scenic Bluffs action, Cashton outlasts New Lisbon on the road 3-2, the final there. Let's head to Viterbo, for the V-Hawks hosting Trinity Christian. A tight first set, but right here, some really good offensive action for the home side. Izzy Jar puts it down with authority. And then coming up, it's Izzy again with a big-time swing from the left. Moments later to make it 24-20 Viterbo. Bar creating momentum for her side. And then on match point, it's a well-executed bump set and spike. Martina McGrath climbs the ladder, batting it down to seal the set. And from there, the V-Hawks would start to take over as they sweep the Trolls in straight sets. All right, let's head to the soccer field. Plenty of MVC action tonight. First off, Arcadia visiting Onalaska. And two elements were dominating in this one tonight. The Raiders dominated the possession. They held on to the ball for much of the game in Onalaska's third, but the Hilltoppers, they had Elijah Fernandez in net, and that was what really mattered. Didn't get a final tally on how many saves he had, but he was spectacular. Great one right there. And his side scores a late winner as Onalaska takes down Arcadia 1-0 behind the special performance in net from their keeper. More MVC action scores to relay across to you here. Toma extends their unbeaten streak to 6 straight matches as they blank Sparta 1-0. And elsewhere in the conference, West Salem picking up a win over Central by a 1-goal margin there as well. La Crescent hosting Caledonia at home tonight in some girls action, hoping to pick up a win on senior night. And in the first half, it's the Lancers. Caitlin Ingram getting things going. She is bobbing and weaving around defenders, fires a left-footed shot into the back of the net to get things going. Then Maggie Crosby looking to get into the action as well as she's going to fire off a shot. That one finds the back of the net as well. Bench loving it. And then the hosts with a corner kick, but off the header coming here, Alexis Quayle is going to scoop it up and keep it a 2-0 game. Right before half, Crosby picks up another one. This one, a thing of beauty in the top left corner. La Crescent picks up this 6-0 win over the Warriors on senior night. Well, the Brewers are almost finished with the regular season. One more series this weekend at home against the Mets. But first, their final road game of this regular season in the Steel City. After a Joey Ortiz triple, Bryce Terang is going to pull a grounder over to first base. Pirates can't get Ortiz at home, so the Crew get on the board first. In the fifth, Eric Haas at the dish, and he is going to rip a sharp fly ball to center. Sal Frelick's on the bases, and he will cross the home plate to add to Milwaukee's lead. Haas into second with a stand-up double. Then later in the frame, it's Haas the one who's being driven in. Terang once again a run producer, this time with a base knock to center. Haas is booking it around third, and he will score to make it 3-0 Brew Crew. Pirates will get a couple back on a Brian De La Cruz 2-run shot, but Devin Williams closes the door. Brewers pick up their 46th road win, which is tied for third most in franchise history. And we're coming up on playoff baseball.
Yeah.
It's a long season. It really is. 162 games for the regular season. It's hard to keep pace, but I know you are a fan of the Astros as well, so we see some playoff baseball here in the
They're number one in their division.
Yep.
They've made it to the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah, I know the playoff season's always an exciting time. I never really get out to games during this time of year, but it's good to catch it on TV. And I'll be rooting for the Brewers now that I'm here.
There we go.
But I will also be rooting for my Astros too.
All right. Mostly the Brewers. More publicly the Brewers, right?
Yeah.
It's just nice seeing the guys with getting all the cold gear ready to go and stuff like that. So that means baseball it's playoff.
I don't know if we have cold gear in Houston. I don't know if we have long sleeves or anything like that. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, we have more news right after this.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Get brats or patties, just $1. Avocados, 68 cents each. And select 7-Up 6-packs, $2.98. In store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
I remember coming home from school and pounding on the door, but my mother wouldn't answer. She'd be passed out inside. You know, my mother had a drug abuse problem. She struggled with addiction to prescription pills her whole life. But today with fentanyl, one pill, just one pill can kill. So I've worked with Republicans to stop the flow of fentanyl that's poisoning families across Wisconsin. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message. This fight hits close to home.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Are you thinking about new windows and doors? A new bathroom, a new kitchen, maybe a sunroom, siding, or a deck? Get started today with special savings while we celebrate serving homeowners for over 35 years. While we celebrate Danielle becoming the new general manager.
And celebrate Dad's 80th birthday.
Best products,
The best people.
best prices.
35th anniversary at the Board Store.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It seems like everyone in Washington is either too far left or too far right. I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'll stand up to Democrats to fight for a secure border and stop wasteful spending. I'll stand up to extremists like Derek Van Orden, who wants to ban all abortions with no exceptions. Like you, I'm fed up and ready for change. I approve this message because it's time that we sent one of us to Congress.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
A striped surprise has been found on another planet. NASA's Perseverance captured images of this black and white striped rock last week on Mars. It's been nearly a month since the rover started its climb up steep slopes hunting for ancient rocks. The so-called zebra rock is believed to have a texture unlike any seen on Mars before. Since Freya Castle is a loose stone, it likely got there from rolling downhill from a source higher up. Scientists hope the discovery can teach them about early Martian history. Hey, if we're one step closer, that's good. All right, Greg will have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
It's an Oktoberfest tradition, the Maple Leaf Parade, Saturday at 10 a.m. on Channel 8.2 or streaming on News 8 Plus.
Dear unbreakable spirit, you roam on paths called impossible. Own a legend, Toyota Trucks.
Lease a tough new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall jean sale is going on now, and all jeans are on sale. We're so confident we have the right brand, style, and fit for you that we'll give you a free $5 Farm and Fleet gift card for every pair of jeans you buy. Like men's Rustler jeans, just $15.99. Rewards members save an extra $1. Men's Special Buy Carhartt jeans, 40% off, just $17.99. And shop store-wide savings like 5 quarts of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic Oil, $30.99.
A suspected Venezuelan gang member who was arrested for domestic battery.
Violently attacked a woman physically and sexually.
The border crisis is real here in Wisconsin.
Criminal gangs harming our community.
We're stretched thin. Open borders and weak politicians are crushing us.
Rebecca Cook is one of them. She doesn't back law enforcement. She'll never secure the border. She doesn't even want to.
That's why we stand with Derek Van Orden. He has our back.
And I've got yours. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. Boneless and traditional. A variety of sauces. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights only at Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
Dear unbreakable spirit, you roam on paths called impossible. Own a legend, Toyota Trucks.
Lease a rugged new 2024 Tacoma for $479 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
All right, don't forget we do have the morning fog. Could be dense at times between about 6 to about 8. We had it this morning. I would expect it tomorrow morning too. So given that for your morning commute, keep an eye on that. Could drop visibility down to a quarter. Otherwise, once that lifts, very warm conditions back into the 80s. We've already had 15-degree days of 80s in September. We have a chance to get 20 here, which would be the record.
20?
Potentially, because we have 4 more days to go here of getting it.
20?
Exciting stuff.
Oh boy.
So we'll see.
I'm not ready for that one. Okay, thank you so much for joining us tonight. A lot to absorb right there. Have a good night.